the 6th and 7th lines of the poem, Coleridge reverts to the iambic tetrameter, and the rhyme follows the same pattern as lines 2 and 3. And then, much as he used a shorter line to convey the sense of the river coming to an abrupt end as it flowed into the sunless sea, he now lengthens the lines into pentameters to convey a sense of luxuriance, compounded by the sense of fullness created by the sesquisyllabic diphthongs of sinuous and menian, which seem to overfill the lines with an extra half syllable. The rhymes, rills, hills, tree and greenery, all fall on words denoting the world of nature, and words like bright, blossomed and sunny help to create an atmosphere of richness and abundance, anticipated by that word fertile. This all seems far away from the caverns measureless to man in the preceding sentence, but there's still a curious tension going on here. The walls, the towers, the gardens, these are, like the pleasure dome itself, man-made. But alongside them there are ancient forests, implicitly dark, enfolding, as they do, the spots of greenery. Once again, these lines contain an unresolved tension between the man-made, light-filled, walled gardens and the dark forests of the natural world, which somehow seem to occupy the same space, with water, the sinuous rills, acting as a kind of conduit between the two. Modern analysis of the Romantic poets very often dwells on socio-political aspects of their work, and Kubla Khan has come in for its share of attention in that area. A. Voss, in a paper published in 1989, sees in the walls built round the fertile ground of Xanadu the social practice that draws the poem back from dreams of 13th century Asia to the reality of England in the last decade of the 18th century. And he's talking, of course, about the Enclosure Acts, a series of laws which privatised the common land, placing it in the hands of the wealthy and abolishing the open field system of agriculture. And so forcing people out of agriculture and the countryside and into the cities to stoke the engines of the Industrial Revolution. Well, maybe. Coleridge does actually use the word enclosed in the preface to the poem, and the whole issue of enclosures was very much in the forefront of the Romantic consciousness, as indeed of late 18th and early 19th century society as a whole. And the image of a tyrant appropriating fertile land and turning it into a pleasure dome certainly resonates with the privatisation of the common land that was going on in Coleridge's time. But I would hesitate to say that this is what the poem is about in any meaningful sense. So far, though, apart from some striking exotic imagery, we don't have any real clue as to what the poem actually is about.